Last year, global debt hit an all-time high, $315 trillion. That's more than 3 times the entire world's GDP. Every major country from the US to China, Japan to Italy is drowning in debt. And yet, the world keeps borrowing. Governments are printing, banks are lending, consumers are spending like tomorrow doesn't exist. But here's the scary truth. Every debt bubble in history has ended the same way, with a crash. And if you truly care about your financial future, your business, or even your freedom, watch this video till the end, because what's coming next could change the world in ways most people are not ready for. The world is addicted to borrowing. Since the 2008 crash, governments promised to be more responsible. But instead of cutting back, they did the exact opposite. Global debt has grown by $100 trillion in just the last decade. Every crisis, from COVID to war, was met with more spending, more money printing, and more borrowing. In the United States, the national debt is now over $35 trillion, and it's rising by $1 trillion every 100 days. Japan's debt is 260% of its GDP. China's hidden local debt is over $12 trillion, and much of it can never be repaid. For years, central banks told us not to worry. They said debt is sustainable. But what happens when the interest on that debt becomes bigger than the economy itself? That's where we're heading, and fast. When the interest becomes the problem. In the US, interest payments on national debt now exceed $1 trillion per year. That's more than what the country spends on education or defense. Imagine paying your rent with a credit card every month, and then paying the interest on that card with another loan. That's what world governments are doing right now. In the European Union, debt servicing costs are skyrocketing. Developing countries like Argentina, Ghana, and Pakistan are already defaulting. Even major economies like Italy and France are dangerously close to a tipping point. The system isn't stable, it's stretched. And history tells us that when debt grows faster than productivity, collapse is only a matter of time. This time, it's global. In 2008, the problem was US banks and bad mortgages. In 2025, it's everyone. Every country owes money, to each other, to institutions, and to themselves. Even the safest assets, like US Treasury bonds, are under stress. Foreign investors are quietly backing away. Japan has started selling US bonds. China, once America's biggest creditor, has cut its holdings to the lowest level in 14 years. Why? Because the world is beginning to lose trust in the dollar, and by extension, in the entire system that depends on it. The mirage of prosperity. If debt were true wealth, then the world would be richer than ever. But this prosperity is a mirage. Governments create money by typing digits into computers. They buy their own bonds to lower interest rates, and people believe the illusion because the markets keep going up. But beneath the surface, cracks are forming. Small businesses are suffocating under rising loan costs. Consumers are maxed out on credit cards, and real wages, adjusted for inflation, are falling across nearly every developed nation. It feels like growth, but it's really debt-driven survival. History always rhymes. In the 1920s, people said the stock market could never fall. In the 1990s, they said the dot-com boom was a new era. In the 2000s, they said real estate always goes up. Every single time, they were wrong. Now in the 2020s, we're hearing it again. This time is different. Governments can't go broke. Central banks will save us. But here's the hard truth. No one can print their way out of reality. Eventually, the bill comes due. The human cost of a debt crash. When debt bubbles burst, it's not the rich who suffer first. It's ordinary people. Savings evaporate. Currencies collapse. Unemployment skyrockets. In 2008, millions lost their homes. In Argentina and Lebanon, entire middle classes were wiped out. And in some African nations, basic imports like fuel and medicine became unaffordable overnight. This isn't just about money. It's about power. When you're in debt, you're not free. And when entire nations are in debt, the world itself becomes enslaved to those who hold the keys. A fragile future. The International Monetary Fund quietly warned that over half of low-income countries are at risk of default. Even the World Bank says the global financial system is in its most fragile state in 75 years. We are one shock away, one oil crisis, one war, one pandemic, from a domino effect that could shake the entire structure. Imagine a chain reaction where the U.S. defaults on debt payments, global investors panic, currencies crash, and central banks rush to print trillions overnight. It's not a fantasy. It's a scenario being discussed in financial war rooms right now. Could this be prevented? Yes, but not without pain. The only real way out is through productivity, discipline, and real economic reform. But politicians rarely win votes by telling people to sacrifice. So instead, they choose the easy path. Borrow more, print more, push the problem to the next generation. And that's exactly why you must understand what's coming. Because when the system resets, and it will, the people who prepared will rise, and the ones who ignored the signs will fall. The illusion of safety. Some say the debt doesn't matter because governments can always print more money. But printing money doesn't create wealth. It dilutes it. That's why the value of your savings, your salary, even your future pension is silently shrinking every day. Inflation isn't just numbers, it's a slow theft. And the thief is invisible. Meanwhile, those who hold assets, real estate, commodities, or even Bitcoin, are the ones protecting themselves from the storm. The next phase, the Great Reset. We may soon enter what economists call the Great Reset, a new financial order where digital currencies replace cash, debt is restructured, and the global balance of power shifts. In this new world, the rules will change, and so will the winners. The question is, will you be ready? Because every crisis in history has also been a chance to reinvent the future, to build smarter, live wiser, and take control of what really matters: freedom, knowledge, and independence. Final thoughts. The wake-up call. The coming debt crisis isn't about fear. It's about awareness. We can't stop governments from borrowing, but we can stop depending on them to save us. Start learning how money truly works. Invest in your skills. Diversify your income. And most importantly, don't be the person who wakes up after the crash saying, "I didn't see it coming," because you just did. And if you've made it this far, that means you're not like most people. You're awake, you're thinking ahead, and you're ready to change. The storm is coming. But storms don't destroy the prepared. They reveal them. If you're serious about freedom, subscribe, stay informed, and share this video. Because the next chapter of global history will be written by those who saw the signs and acted before it was too late.